Am I the asshole for telling my family that it's not my job to help my half-siblings or any of them? I'm 17 male, not sure how old I was when my mom met her husband. Maybe like 1 or something. 3 at most, but he's in all my early memories. He was always eager to tell me I wasn't his kid too. And mom was quick to tell me to shut up if I got sad he wasn't including me because she said she didn't want her biggest mistake, me, costing her the most important person in her life, him. My mom's parents are the only actual extended bio family I know and they hate me. Not sure why, I always felt it, guess it's my fault I was born. Her husband's family never include me, leave me out of all things, family, related. I don't get gifts for Christmas or birthdays, I'm not called a grandson, nephew or cousin. They never show up for my birthdays or anything or invite me to the birthday parties. If my parents are invited then I'm there but I'm not allowed to play with the other kids. My half-siblings are allowed to even with the much older kids. I have 4 half-siblings ages 12, 10, 8 and 5. They are treated so differently to me. And they treat me like shit just like the rest of the family. I tried really hard to be close to them for years. I hope someone would love me back. But they repeat the stuff they hear their dad or someone else in their family say about me not being family. They said just because my dad didn't want me doesn't mean they need to, something both my mom and their dad have said. They even say mom wishes she didn't have me. Even when they were starting to say that stuff I'd help with them or help them directly because I just wanted someone, you know. But they were always saying I wasn't their real brother. They have dropped me off at friends' houses and left me way later than I was supposed to be there. Which caused issues with friends' parents who'd ring my mom or her husband and I'd hear fights about being stuck with me. A few times mom tried to get people to take me overnight or for the whole weekend. Then I was a burden to these other families. It sucked. I always had so much anxiety around going to a party or something for that reason and when I was younger a lot of parents stopped letting their kids invite me to parties because I was the kid nobody ever came back for. It's been maybe 5 months of me just focusing on me, working, saving, looking at ways for me to move out once I'm 18, and not helping them and now I'm getting shit for that. We were at my mom's IL's house and they were complaining that I didn't offer to plate food for the 5-year-old or offer to walk the 10-year-old to the store for stuff she wanted. Or how I don't help around the house with them anymore. I told them it's not my job to help my half-siblings or any of them. I told them to figure it out for themselves. They were all pretty outraged and accused me of being a disrespectful shit. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. It's been maybe 5 months of me just focusing on me, working, saving, looking at ways for me to move out once I'm 18, and not helping them and now I'm getting shit for that. We were at my mom's IL's house and they were complaining that I didn't offer to plate food for the 5-year-old or offer to walk the 10-year-old to the store for stuff she wanted. Or how I don't help around the house with them anymore. I told them it's not my job to help my half-siblings or any of them. I told them to figure it out for themselves. They were all pretty outraged and accused me of being a disrespectful shit. Ask them when they ever respected you even a little bit. They fucked around and are now finding out. Good luck op, move out when you turn 18, go NC and don't look back. Get all your paperwork together and put it in a safe place, bank deposit box? Read books on adulting to prepare to leave. Make sure no one has access to your money, but you. Look at your birth certificate and Google paternal family, maybe do an ancestry test? Get your plans in place for when you turn 18. College or trade school. Apply grants and scholarships. Work. Join a company that will help pay for your education towards higher levels. Home. Consider renting a room from a friend's family or roommate situation with friends. Move out and NC with your maternal side. This is your time to begin creating your found family. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and good luck for your future. Keep saving and keeping that money away from them. Don't even let them know you have savings. Do you have a game plan for the next year, 5 years? If you can get into a trade, you can learn while being paid. I'm sorry your family has treated you this way. You don't deserve it, and you definitely don't owe them anything. If you're comfortable doing it, ask them why you have to do anything for your half-siblings who don't even recognize you as a brother, or help in a house where you feel unwanted. Adults should never treat their kids like this. I mean, they have established that no matter what you do, they are going to treat you like shit. Therefore there is absolutely no downside to doing what you are doing. If anyone had ever been kind to you, even a little, then the threat of losing that might feel so scary that you complied. But no, they had to go for maximum cruelty all the time. You are doing the right thing by taking care of yourself. Once you get out of this hellscape, you'll be able to establish relationships and find people who care about you. The only thing to keep in mind is what you will do if they kick you out before you are 18. I'd make sure that's a priority in your planning right now. Good luck to you. I'm sorry you are related to such monsters. You are not the asshole. You're not the asshole, they sure are. Start getting your paperwork together, birth certificate, etc. Make sure they don't control your money, lock down your credit so they don't stick you with credit card debt. Don't tell them you are leaving, just go once you turn 18. I told them it's not my job to help my half-siblings or any of them. I told them to figure it out for themselves. Not the asshole. People reap what they sow, and sooner or later you needed to start protecting yourself from their shenanigans. Concentrate on yourself, not the hate, and get out of there as soon as you can. Am I the asshole for moving in with my grandparents and telling my mom I'm done supporting her? My mom had me, 16 female, when she was 18. My dad was some guy she hooked up with at college, and for years it was just the two of us. She didn't want to go back to her hometown so my grandparents could help us. She didn't even tell them about me for several years, and then used a 6-year-old me to break the news to them. Then not only did she use me to break the news, but she had me ask them if we could stay there for a while, and she coached me to do the puppy dog eyes and make it good. I did all that because she asked, and I was 6. When she wanted me to lie about my father, I did. When she wanted me to lie about where we'd lived before, I did. I did everything she asked. I followed her along eagerly, for the most part, when she was bouncing between guys and putting those relationships before me. I even shared a room with a random baby and toddler when I was 8 because mom's then boyfriend only had one extra room where his kids slept. I tried to speak up once about wanting mom to focus more on me. She figured out what I was going to say and gave me this guilt trip about needing to be put first because she had me so young and how she needed me to get on board. So I never tried again. 4 years ago she met her husband and dated him online when COVID kept everyone at home. They moved in together 3 years ago and got married 2 weeks after we moved in together. It was him, his 3 kids, and mom and me. His kids spent some time with their mom but were with us a lot too. I hated it honestly, but for mom, I said nothing. She put more effort into his kids than she did to me, and it stung a lot. They were younger, but so fucking what? I was still her kid too. She treated me more like an older sister by burdening me with her issues and asking me for help with them. So I started spending more time with my grandparents and started to thrive. And then her husband's ex died, and my mom and her husband wanted to take in her other kids, not mom's stepkids, and mom told me they were adopting them all. At that point I just sorta gave up and asked my grandparents if I could live with them. There were some custody things still being worked out, so I was only living with those other kids a couple of days. Mom was shocked when I told her I wanted to stay with her parents, but she let me, thinking it was temporary. But she's realized after more than a month that I'm serious. She has tried to get me to come and spend time with and bond with the kids, and help out around the house. I said no. She said they'll be my official siblings in a year and we need to give them a good life. I told her no. They'll be her kids and I won't be, because she never treated me like hers. I told her I don't want to give those kids a good life or to be their sister. I don't want to help her or her husband. I don't want to put her first anymore. I told her I'm done supporting her. Mom started crying. Her husband cussed me out and accused me of cruelty and abandoning my family. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Just as your mother has put her needs first, you need to put your needs first. You have no obligation to be her Cinderella so she can pretend she's a good mother. Go live your own life. If you're not already in therapy, as your grandparents, to go as your mother's neglect could impact you in the long term in ways you don't expect. Not the asshole, and I would highly recommend telling your grandparents the truth about how you grew up if you haven't already. They should know so that it will strengthen their resolve if, when your egg donor decides to put up a big stink. Not the asshole. Ask your grandparents for help getting your important documents off your mother, things like birth certificate, etc. Also, ask your grandparents to help you check your credit and identity details. You don't want your mother doing something like taking out loans or credit cards in your name. She may not be that kind of person, but it doesn't hurt to err on the side of caution. You're definitely not the asshole. Moving in with your grandparents sounds like the best choice for your mental health. Your mom put a lot on you that a kid shouldn't have to handle, and it makes sense that you'd want to step back from her. Not the asshole. Good for you. You can't take care of anyone if you don't take care of yourself first. Still, it seems to me she was never fit to be a mother to begin with. A mother steps up and makes the child a priority. If she hasn't learned that by now, I see a big catastrophe coming their way with so many other children in the picture. Get yourself out of it and be safe. Not the asshole. You'll have a better life with your grandparents. You'll only be overlooked and parentified with your mother. Am I the asshole for not letting strangers stay in our home? My husband belongs to several men's improvement groups and other community groups. Whenever someone needs a night or two stay, he routinely offers our home. He has met, once or twice, some of these men, but most are total strangers, friend of a friend of a friend. I do not like this and have told him on several occasions. He says he won't do it again, and then repeats this behavior in 2-3 months. I forgot. I've already agreed they can come, so what can I do? We have had many discussions about this. His response is that this is his home, too. My response is that he can help them find another overnight or direct them to a hotel. We are both in our 70s and I just don't feel safe having total, unvetted strangers here. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole, you have set a very appropriate boundary and your husband refuses to follow it. Dollars to donuts he doesn't forget, by the way. He just knows you'll put up with it in the end because you have been doing so thus far. Next time he does it you go stay at a hotel. With a spa, get a massage and a facial or something else you enjoy. Let him take the bulk of the risk and all of the hosting duties. A few instances of having to do all the work himself, if he hasn't been, or getting hit with your hotel, spa bill will probably give him the kind of consequences he needs to remember in the future. You are under no obligation to stay under the same roof as a total stranger. If the stranger can't go elsewhere, you can. ETA grammar, clarity. Not the asshole. This is not safe. It was not safe when I assumed you were in your 20s or 30s and it's extra not safe given the fact that you're in your 70s. Next time your husband invites someone over, you should go check into a hotel for the duration of their stay. If your response is, "But we can't afford that," then do it anyway so that your husband learns he can't afford to invite strangers over. Invite a friend, kid, grandkid to come stay with you there if that makes it more fun. Repeat as necessary until the drop-ins stop. You are nearly 100% more likely to meet violence at the hands of a stranger your husband lets stay over than your husband is. Of course you should be putting your foot down. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Holy shit, as a man, I can't imagine inviting random acquaintances to live in my house with my wife. I don't know if this is a generational thing where your husband spent most of his life in a much more trusting world, but no way in hell is that a safe thing to do today. Please put your foot down on this. Either the strangers find a nearby hotel to stay in or you're going to stay with friends or family while they're in the house. What is a men's improvement group? You are not the asshole. The group sounds ominous. Absolutely not. No, I would literally leave a person who kept putting me in that situation. This is how elderly people end up on the news. The next time one comes over, throw an absolutely fit. Scream, cry, whatever. Make it so that word around the street is that your house is a no-go. Call the community groups and tell them to discourage staying over at your house. Get a friend to put up some Wi-Fi cameras as well. These are exactly the type of people who steal because they don't know you well so they don't care. Husband needs to be schooled. This is ridiculous at your age. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for accidentally scaring my girlfriend? It was super early in the morning and my girlfriend, 24F, was leaving to bus to work. I, 24M, noticed how dark it was when she was leaving, so immediately after she left I threw on some clothes and started running to catch up to her so I could walk her to the bus stop. Upon reaching her she was startled by me running and started getting really upset. She refused to let me walk her to the bus stop and didn't reply to my texts the entire way to work. I understand why she would be upset, but I wasn't trying to scare her. I even called her name a couple times running up to her, but she didn't notice. Am I the asshole? Nah, you scared her accidentally, and she was scared and likely is still a little shaken up. Just talk it out when you can, and apologize. Not trying to be rude, but common sense should tell you not to chase after a woman walking in the dark if she's not expecting it. That would have scared me quite a bit too. Regardless, sounds like it was a misunderstanding and you were just trying to do the right thing. Hopefully she will realize this and you can talk it through. Best of luck. Why did you feel it was necessary to run after her in the dark to walk her to the bus stop? No assholes here, you were being considerate, but I've had a similar situation. I was leaving my husband's, then boyfriend, college apartment to go back to mine. I didn't realize I had forgotten one of my books and he ran after me with it. Even though I knew him and nothing bad happened, it reminded me how easily it could and caused a really fun PTSD flashback of a saw I had experienced. She's just a little shaken up. Talk about it, and let her know you didn't mean to scare her if you did. Nah, she was scared in a way that only women walking in the dark with a strange man running up to them can feel. It's hard for a guy to understand. You were trying to do a nice thing. She was still processing that fear. Apologize for scaring her and explain that you didn't understand how terrifying that could be. I don't really follow why you waited until she'd already left, rather than just saying, if you give me a minute to get dressed, I'll walk you to the bus stop. Once she'd already gone and was far enough ahead that you had to run after her, I don't know why you didn't just accept that you'd missed the opportunity. Offering to accompany someone in the dark is considerate. Chasing them up the street because you insist on accompanying them seems silly and overbearing to me. I wonder if maybe she felt you were being overprotective. That's how I'd feel, even if she doesn't feel that way about it. So what if she was a bit pissed off after you scared her? You are the asshole, a bit. This whole post comes off as a bit over the top on your part.